Hey, what's up guys? Today in this video, let's look at one of the most interesting component which I could find, which is the scaffold. The scaffold has quite a lot of interesting stuff. For example, we can have a bottom navigator, we can have an action bar, then floating action button, those kind of stuff. And that's the reason I feel it is important to have a dedicated video on what are the different possibilities that we can do with this scaffold component. Okay. So in our main.dart, right now we have random words, right? But obviously, we want to create a screen where we will list down all our expenses. And ideally, we would also want to have an ability to add an expense on that from that screen. I mean, I should be able to click on an add button while I'm going through the list so that I can create a new expense. So let's see how we can do that. What I'm going to do is inside my libs, I'll have a new folder called pages. I'll follow the structure which I am familiar with in Next.js, where we have components and we have pages. Okay, even though my main.dart is outside, I can have my pages inside this. And let's just say we have a file called expense list. So I just created an expense list Dart file. I think there's a shortcut stateful widget. Okay, no. Flutter insert a stateful widget. Oh, yes, perfect. That's what I was looking at. So let's just say we will call this as expense list. Expense list. Okay, that's all. There is. Okay, now I need to get what? I think it should be the material Dart package. Yes. Okay. And what I will do is, instead of calling the random words, import this. All right. So our page is here and we can now start looking at this particular page. So what are we doing? This is the basic, scaffolding which was done for us. We have a stateful widget. So inside the stateful widget, this is constant. Then we have a state, and then we have a widget with the build function. Okay, return container. No, we will have something else. But then I would like to also create a state and a counter for it so that we can have some idea of how state works. So let's just do int underscore count. Okay. And then instead of using the container, we will use scaffold. Now inside scaffold, we have one property. Let's first go inside and see we have app bar, right? So let's just define app bar. In app bar, we have, let's just see what can I show you what all things we can do over here. It has a title, but I'm just trying to figure out if I can show you a way for you to understand how to explore things. So this is preferred site widget. No. Okay, fine. I guess you will have to rely on the documentation. Typically what you can do is, let's just see. Now this is scaffold, right? If you look at the documentation, where is it? Okay, so basically what I'm saying here is that you can use this documentation. I don't know why this is complaining. We will see that later. But what I can do over here is then app bar can have a widget called app bar, which has title. Okay. It has other things, but the only thing right now I'm interested in is the title, obviously. So title constant text. Let's just say my expenses. Okay. And okay, this is here, but I guess what I'll have to do is I'm getting two app bars, right? So I'll just have to maybe copy this, and scaffold is still this. Does it work? Constant? No, it doesn't. Expense list, prefer constant with constant. Okay. If I can, let's just see. I'm trying out things because this is fine, but what I am seeing here is home still has a body and that's inside scaffold, but I really don't want that. Why can't I just have this? Will this work? It does. And what does it say? Add constant modifier, home, this. And again, it is showing something. Okay. Why is it going so far over here? Fine. So this is what I wanted, because now I am just returning a constant material app which has a title and expense list. Now again, title, I don't think we will need this. We can get rid of that and we'll just have this. Okay. And over here we have the app bar title, and after the title, after the app bar, we have body. Inside the body, I want to show some text in the center of the screen. So what I can do is, inside center, there is a property called child, and inside child, I'll have text. Hello, this is my expense list. Counter, dollar underscore count, something like that. Okay. And obviously now, because we don't have any way to increment the counter, it will stick to 0, which is fine because we are going to improve on it. So body we have done. Now let's just add bottom navigation bar. Bottom navigation bar will allow us to add a bar over here, as the name suggests. But what I will do is, bottom app bar is a widget which I will add. Okay, and inside that add child. Okay, and child will have a container, maybe a container. Let's style it. Style, right? We can, is it has a height, so height property I can set over here. Okay, it still doesn't show, I think, because what happens is, as far as I remember, I need a shape, if I'm not wrong. Let's just see. So this is child shape. Let's just give it a circular shape. So circular notched rectangle, maybe. Okay, and let's just see. It's showing as blue. Why? It requires a constant. Okay, great. So circular notched rectangle shape is here, but now this bottom bar, app bar, is coming. If I comment it out, okay, previously it was not coming. Anyways, I think this will come in handy when I have the floating, action button, because the action button can come on top of this bottom bar. But we will get to that, because inside scaffold we have floating action button, right? So floating action button is a property inside which we can add a widget, floating action button. Okay, now this widget has an on press. Inside the on press we can have set state. not this one. Set state. Okay, something like this. And inside this, I'll have, let's just do underscore count plus plus, only this much. And then we'll just add a small little tooltip called increment counter and child. Okay, we will need to have a small icon in our button. So I'll do constant icon. Okay, and inside icon, I will have icons dot add. Okay, a lot of things are going around, but let's quickly see. So inside our app bar, scaffold, we have app bar, we have some definitions there, we have body, which is showing this. Then we have the bottom navigation bar, right? Correct, which is right now using the bottom app bar. Okay, and then we have a floating action button. All these are properties which are available with Scaffold. And the important thing inside our floating action button is the on press. On press, what we are doing is we are setting the state. In set state, we are incrementing the counter. So let's just see. Okay, this works, right? So what have we seen? We have created this floating action button, and you need to understand that everything happened within this library. We didn't need we don't need to install any third-party UI libraries or anything to get all these things to work, because this is everything available with the material Dart. That's really a great thing, because you're getting so many things out of the box with Flutter. Okay, but yes, if you remember, I was trying something out, this shape, circular, notched rectangle, right? So what we can do is we can have an interesting way of showing the button. Okay, let's just say, for again sake of example, we comment this out and we'll do bottom navigation bar, and instead of using bottom app bar, we will do bottom navigation bar. Okay, and in here, this expects an array of items. Okay, so we will do constant, because this is not going to change, bottom navigation bar item. Okay, an array, a list of bottom navigation bar items. That's what we are going to send. Okay, now in here we'll do bottom navigation bar, obviously, because that's what we are expecting, right? So icon, inside that I'll have icon, icons dot, let's just say the first one will be business, and we will label it home. Okay, now if you see, the moment I add this, okay, there's some problem. What is it? It's squawking over here. No, it doesn't require a builder. Bottom navigation bar. Stop. Okay, the debugging session is over. Let me rebuild it. I don't know what happened. This is bottom navigation bar. Seems to be correct. So bottom navigation bar, which expects items, is fine. And then we are sending a constant bottom navigation bar item, which is a list. I think what is happening is on tap. I think the current index, no, this is also set to 0 by default, so shouldn't be a problem actually. Wow, this is taking so much time. What happened? Hot reload, running Gradle task. Maybe I'll wait for some time and then come back. Okay, so it is stuck somewhere. It says items.length greater than equals 2 is not happening. So maybe I'll just duplicate this. That's fine. I can always do that. Let me do something like this. And now if I save, will it work now? Line 186, that's a bit odd. Let me see what is happening. This is, let's just say this is settings. Okay. All right. So that worked. Okay, which means I cannot have same names. That is interesting. No, I can. So then why didn't it work previously? Anyways, that is a bit weird, but I'll have to figure it out. Current index, if I do 1, I think the second one will be active, right? So we will have to add our logic in terms of what, no, how do we have a gear? No, we don't. So let's do folder, maybe. Okay, not label, folder. Yeah. Ah, comma, label, semantic label, no? Uh, right. Okay, so this is kind of working, and we have a simple little app with this navigator and this. I know we have a second type of bottom navigation, and what I wanted to show you was here. If I do shape now, where will the shape go? I think it should happen somewhere in floating action bar. Okay, I know this can be centered. Floating action button location is floating action button dot, no, location dot center. I think it was centered dock. Yes. So what is going to happen is, now it is here in the center, right? So this is all working, but I think I could do a shape somewhere. I can't remember. Pa, pa, pa. So this is bottom navigation bar. Can we do shape over here? No. Shape is not working here. So shape should be available to us somewhere. Where doesn't work? Okay, let me see. So bottom navigation bar, what all things do we have in here? Okay, obviously this doesn't have a shape. Okay. Let me see. If I comment this out and have this, okay. The only problem here, I don't know how I can get the icons over here. Maybe that doesn't work because I am not able to get this shape thing, because this is part of bottom app bar, right? The shape property is part of the bottom app bar. Unfortunately, I'm not getting this shape property inside this bottom navigation bar widget, which means shape. No. So that means I won't be able to get that effect, this circular effect, when I have this kind of a bar. But that's fine. Anyways, I don't think it makes sense, because when we have a third thing, let's just say this is profile, right, or maybe dash something. Yes, I was expecting an overlap. So anyways, this will not work. What else do we have? Center float, center dock, end docked. I think end dock means there, which also doesn't make sense. What all things do we have? Mini centered float, mini centered end, start top. Okay, mini center dock, how small is it? Nah, that doesn't make sense. So I think we'll have to comment this out, because yeah, I mean, what help is it doing? It is not not going to look good because of the way it is overlapping bottom bar. So yes, let us keep this at the default location. The button is available and we have this layouting stuff done. So yes, as I told you, the Scaffold is a very important widget when it comes to layouting. It gives us all these important stuffs in here, and the body is obviously having the content in the center, which will be our main place where we will show our content. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, do click on the thumbs up icon and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.